Well, we got out. So, you mind telling me exactly what you did, Code? Outside of just hand wavy, oh, it probably wasn't me, even though we've determined that whatever the hell that was, it was definitely you.
Well, I asked for medical attention again, because I enjoyed it. And then they asked me to fill out paperwork, and I, me being the thinker that I am, the observer that I am, I said no because I was in a rush. Well, if I put my name down on something and something happens, well, our cover's blown, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. So they reached out. I saw drugs. They looked interesting. I was thinking about Laura and myself. So I went to go grab the drugs. They went and put their hand on my hands. I touched theirs. And I may have activated something. But anyway, I tried to alter her mind a little bit to give them happy thoughts. And I think I did give them happy thoughts. They were so ecstatic, they fell out. And then alarms went off. Something about a Code Red. They changed his name to Code Red, but I'm Code. They thinking. And so after that happened, someone said that I was trying to steal. I'm like, no, I don't steal. I borrow because it's not being used. It was there. I saw it. It was just sitting there. Actually, I didn't see it. But there was paper saying there were drugs behind the counter, so I tried to look and they were trying to grab me at the same time, but I didn't like that. So anyway, what had happened was I got up and I ran and I figured that things were getting a little, not good. Sirens going off. Somebody saying someone died. Someone said I was trying to steal something, so I saw my chance, ran past an elderly person, touched them, they fell out. I'm sure asleep. Got the gown on and made it out. No one saw me. I'm good. So, what's the problem?
I looked
The problem is, in my estimation, if I may speak for us, is that you overtook the mind of a sentient person without their permission. Now, it may be your culture to take what you want, but as a sentient person myself, sentient being myself, and having been in the control of others, I can tell you that I personally will not stand for having a crew member who takes over the minds of people without their permission.
Okay, it's hard to explain. So it wasn't intentionally like I was trying to do that. So can't really explain to human android that were built by humans. It's a little bit harder to explain, but there's something not right with me. I don't know. It's supposed to be figured out by Alora, but she hasn't had time. Ever since we left that factory, well, I haven't been the same, but I can tell you that when I touched the person, I wasn't trying to take over their mind, but I have something that I can't talk about that's wrong with me in that sense. Sometimes the touch just activates itself, and instead of my normal, which could cause really bad things to happen, I tried to reverse the effect after talking with Eden. And I guess it was too much for them because I gave too much. It's more of a tug of war, and I tugged and ripped, probably.
So you're saying that this happens on its own through skin-to-skin contact, and you have no control over it. Is that what I'm understanding?
I do have control over it, but when moments are intense, well, there's a thing called instincts, right? Defensive measures kick in. There was a lot of noise, a lot of people screaming. I wasn't trying to hurt anyone. I never intentionally try to hurt anyone.
So you were out of control.
I don't like to think of it that way.
How would you describe it?
More like overpowering. But I'm working on it.
If it's overpowering, then something is out of control.
As I said, I haven't been right since the factory.
I'm willing to chalk this up as a learning experience and an accident. But I just want to make my point known that if this continues to happen, I will not be a crewmate with you, whether that means I leave this ship or you do. I'm very staunch on this position.
It's very harsh.
I don't like the idea that you can take control of people's minds or force them to do things, force them to go to sleep or anything like that.
The effects differ on the individual. It's not like I'm trying to get them to do something. Basically,
listen, I don't want excuses. What I want from you is the promise that you will not do this purposely ever again.
it wasn't purposely to start with, but okay.
See, that right there is the biggest issue. You see, I pull out my blaster. If I were to just aim this at you, I haven't done anything, right? And I aim it at you. Correct? I haven't done anything, yeah?
Correct.
Now, if I were to say I was having a really bad twitch in my trigger finger, just biological issue, you know? No problem at all. It just got this weird twitch, and occasionally it just twitches toward that trigger. If I were to put my finger on the trigger but not pull it, and I happen to have that same biological issue that is twitching, do you think I'm putting you at risk by continually aiming this at you with that weird little twitch?
You're intentionally aiming it at me.
Oh, sure. Just like you were intentionally touching somebody without worrying about the consequence, correct? You
Not necessarily
intentionally...
true.
Did you not intentionally touch the guy you tried to put to sleep?
They reached for me. Things
They
were
reached
happening.
for you. Did you step
Defensively.
away and prevent them from touching you when you know there would be a
If
consequence?
someone was reaching for your arm, when a lot of things are going on, they put their hand on yours. Would you not try to get their hand off of you?
Did you choose to be in that place that happened? Yes or no?
I mean, I wanted medical attention.
Yes.
When did the code red happen? Before or after you were standing next to him?
After. But before, when I reached for the paperwork and saw the other work, I went to go grab that. They grabbed me to stop me. But when he grabbed my arm, and I defensively grabbed theirs. So before any instinctual defense mechanisms kicked in, I tried to reverse the application of the touch, as we discussed. And then they went limp.
You stated you desired what you wanted. You wanted medical attention, but you didn't
Yes.
want to do what the place that was going to give you this attention wanted you to do.
I was
Asked
thinking about
you
the
to do.
crew.
I doubt that. I'm sorry. I doubt that. You have regularly not cared about this crew code.
Really?
Are you lying? Are you lying, Code? Because
No,
I can
I was
tell.
thinking about the crew. As I stated before, I did not want to put any personal information down that could be traced.
Great.
You understand?
I understand that. And then you caused an entire hospital to have problems and maybe killed someone, which caused more problems for the crew than
I
less.
don't know if that person's dead. Plus,
Doesn't
an
matter.
accident.
Doesn't matter. If I shot you by accidentally having that twitchy trigger finger, an accident doesn't get you undamaged.
correct. As if your accident didn't kill the first person we were supposed to bring in. But we
No, that was dead or alive, and that was intentional.
Was it?
It was.
Was it worth someone's life?
I don't
Sure.
think it's worth it to be arguing over whether or not someone else did the same thing that you did, or vice versa. A mistake is a mistake.
That's what I called it.
Barry fucked up originally, and you fucked up now.
I admit it. It was an accident. I didn't mean to cause harm, but I'm being put on the chopping block as if it was intentional. I said I understood, and I apologized. But to be thrown in a corner and said that I never think about the crew, well, that's harsh. Because if I
That is
didn't think about
untrue.
the crew, I could reverse everything I did. if that's what you want to do. I always put people first.
I think the point that's trying to be made is that the power that you have, it's a volatile one, right? The power that I have can be a volatile one too. We have to be careful with those sort of things, especially with humans. And stealing, it's different, right? You might think back home that it's bartering, that's borrowing, right?
Correct.
It made the situation worse for you. Because in human culture and a lot of these other species cultures, that is stealing. That is taking something that you did not put the time or effort in to make or purchase or anything of that sort. So it's like how you would want people to be respectful of your customs, right?
Correct. I was going to take, yet I was going to give.
And what were you going to give?
Advice. Their monitoring stations are subpar. But I didn't get to that point yet. You have to understand. I understand that there are key differences in cultures. That is a learning experience.
Right.
Unfortunately, things went awry, and I do apologize for that.
Right, but that's not the point. It's not about whether or not you're sorry or whether or not, it was a mistake. We need to fixate on how this doesn't happen again, Code. Someone could have died. 2 people could have died. You mentioned an elderly person. I'm not done talking yet. Please let me finish. Humans in a facility, there are facilities for trade among the humans. A hospital is not one of those. So we need to be aware of what these places individually are within human culture, right? So a hospital is for care, and all of those supplies are necessary. You can't just go and take a drug because you think it looks interesting, because someone's life might be on the line and they may need that drug and it will be missing, right?
Interesting. I see your point. Then why are there tiers of individuals that get serviced, cared for, and those that aren't? There are some that have a heavier credit line, from what I've seen, get treated first. And then there are others that are sit there to wait.
Code, just because there's something else bad within that institution doesn't mean that what you did was okay. We're not talking about that right now.
I'm just trying to understand human policies. I apologize
I
if
understand.
it seems like I'm undermining what you're saying. I'm not. I take what you say very literal. As if when those defense mechanisms went off, I tried my best to do what you said in our private conversations. Things went wrong.
Do what I
feel
said?
bad. Well, yes.
Do what I
said?
I said be careful.
That's what I'm trying to do. I feel like I failed. And I don't take lightly to that.
Being careful is knowing what it is you do. First of all, do not pin this on my advice.
I'm not trying to.
No, you are. You said you were trying to do what I told you to do. That's not what I told you to do. I said to be careful. Being careful means to refrain from using a power like that.
I was just trying to be a better... You're right. Okay. It's my fault. I take responsibility. Would you rather me leave the crew? I can do that.
No. That's not the...
I'm just trying to make things right, but it seems like I'm failing in every occasion. All I'm trying to do is to make you all happy now. Putting aside anything I feel to understand. Forgive me for misunderstanding again. This is difficult. I'm trying. I don't know what to do at this point. I accepted the harshness of words. I accepted the thoughts of being removed from the crew. I accepted that I may have hurt your feelings, which really doesn't sit well. I failed, and I don't like failing because I typically calculate every instance of a success. And maybe that's my downfall. Everyone and everything is not a device that can be hacked into and triggered. Understood. Noted. But
Then remember that. Then remember that and be careful.
I'm trying.
Your powers are not for.
I'm trying. Eat it. Never once did I try to use it.
If I may, what worries me, and I'm not sure if it worries anybody else as much, but when you were listing off of the things that you were, your mistakes, things that you want to make right, things you were sorry about, you never mentioned once the people you may have hurt or killed in the hospital. Very worrisome to me that that's not on your mind.
Death is perceived differently with Titanite versus everyone else, I'm assuming. The thought of death. Again, cultural differences may cloud my judgments or put you at odds. And for that comes with learning, experience, days, times, months, years even, of understanding. I'm sure my intentions were not to harm or destroy anyone. It was more so thinking of multiple reasons to survive. Whether that be for me or the crew. Now, I don't know what else to do. I have said I was sorry. I rebuke anything that I've done, and I'm trying to be better, according to your standards.
Would you?
I think.
I'm sorry, go ahead, sir.
I think everyone has communicated that this isn't going to happen again in this kind of situation. The whole thing of learning is accepting what you did wrong, which I believe you have done. Realizing it's wrong, and sometimes that's it. You have to live with the fact that you fucked up. That's it. There ain't nothing more to do. You just get to sit there and acknowledge and know you fucked up and try to do better next time. You don't have to keep focusing on what you gotta do because, frankly, that's what caused most of this problem in the first place. You trying to fix an error in judgment, and it got worse, and then worse, and then worse. You have dropped a large rock in a pond, and the ripples have come out and hit all of us. I believe it's not doing stuff like that again. And if I may, on the idea of your whole bartering thing and not quite understanding that, humans like payment first in the barter, not after. And most of the time, humans like payment in monetary ways, not advice. If you're gonna say, hey, I know how to fix that hull of yours, and then you leave and eat all of my food, I now have no food. Advice don't feed me. That makes sense?
Noted.
All right? And for the record, I wasn't gonna shoot you right there. That was more a future promise if this stuff happens again.
I will take what you said quite literal. Understood.
But I'm not meaning it as an unkind threat. The reason I'm saying this is because of my crew. Because you put, and I thumb over at peace, one of my best friends at a lot of risk when this shit happens. And I gotta protect my own. I have known you for what, 2 weeks? 4 weeks? I don't even fucking remember at this point. I have known him for years. He is up a social ladder in that regard to me.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
I'm sad that it took this kind of situation for you to say that to me, but I do appreciate it.
I have... God damn it, Peace.
So, to my understanding,
Sorry.
since we are taking in human and even android and maybe even Titanite human thoughts into perspective, those that you have known longer are those that you trust. Is that the case?
In a lot of... Not always that, unfortunately. No, not always that. Knowing longer doesn't mean you trust them more, but you might understand them more.
Understood.
Trust does take time, though.
Noted.
Nice mix. You
Now
and
I understand.
Doc. You put her life above most others, yeah?
Absolutely.
There you go.
I will kill for her. If need
Right,
be.
there you go. And what did I... So there you go. And I saw the way I might have misunderstood how the... I don't even know. Are those just ridges? Do you have eyebrow? Doesn't matter. I saw the way when I said, I will shoot you if you do this again. This sort of thing again. You know, I said that and you looked very serious. And I even saw maybe a threat back at me with your I understand that literally. Totally fair, by the way. I ain't upset about that. That same feeling you have for Laura, thumb back at Peace again. You put him at risk. You put me and mine at risk. That's when I take action.
Understood.
Sir,
Noted.
should I put my face on so that I may blush for you?
No, God damn it. I'm sorry I'm your friend, Peace. God.
Well, it was good while it lasted.
Yeah, it was.
And I will make some changes to accompany in thoughts of what you have said, especially the part where do not put those that you care about at risk.
Maybe someday you could be that, Code. I don't know. If this sort of thing gets fixed, maybe.
Speaking of people you care about,
Well,
I
that
think
not a
we've-
segue.
I think we've talked this issue, and we're going to start going in circles.
Yes.
So if we want to revisit this issue, it should be at a later time.
Yeah.
But
Well, I have a question before we get started on anything else.
Please.
we're listening.
Well, maybe this is not the time and place to bring this up since the tension is high, but there's a reason behind me wanting to grab paperwork about a certain drug.
Well, do tell.
First question. Eden. We shared a moment where I see something deep inside that I will not repeat due to your privacy. And I would like to know. You are a rarity, no? I don't think
Yes.
I've seen many like you around. Well, as I said, I was thinking about the crew. First question. Since you're a rarity, you up and left without any kind of, letting people know that had rights over you?
Wait, hold on now. What?
Uh-huh. Well, about that. But what I've seen, as you know what I'm talking about, the subject is something that we probably need to bring up to the crew since we are about looking out for one another now, correct?
Yes.
Wow, I really like what this guy's saying all of a sudden.
Well, if you're such a prized rarity, isn't it strange that no one has come looking for you as of yet? Because if you just up and left, I know for me, if someone took my ship or Laura, oh, you best believe that I will be after them, toe in cheek. Now, here's another reason why I did what I did back at the station. I didn't get to see much at all, but I did see that paper, that drug, had the word Eden on it. I'm gonna go check on Laura. Because I don't think about anybody else in the crew.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Hold on. No. He can go. I don't care. Was that sarcasm?
Sarcasm dripping with passive aggressiveness. Sir, he is learning.
I'm sorry. I know that I'm real pissed at him, but that was awesome.
That was the most
I mean, it
human
wasn't
thing
even a
he's
line
ever said.
I used. One of you used that, and he used it on me.
Yeah, he
What kind of
did.
bullshit was
Yeah,
that?
eat it, Eden. I'm sorry. I taught him something.
What
Oh
was
God.
what was he speaking of, though? Do you know?
Yeah, that actually.
I only know fragments, and I'm working my way through it. But the doctor, Dr. Aquarius, she's been working on some top secret project. I stole some of the paperwork when I left, a little bit of it, because I was really mad at her when I did leave. And the project is called the Eden Project.
Oh God, why did you?
Because
We need it.
I had the paper in front of me.
Yeah, we need a new code name for you, like, don't we? Because you're just kind of advertising the place and project you came from.
No, it's not the project I came from.
You said it's Project Eden. Oh no, you're not Project Eden. You took
No.
paperwork of Project Eden.
Although maybe I'm part of Project Eden?
Maybe.
I don't really know. I haven't gone through it all yet. A lot of scientific mumbo jumbo, you know?
You're still advertising yourself, kind of,
I mean,
sort of.
it's a cute name.
Yeah, it's a real cute name that can get us more heat.
I mean, it's either that or you prefer to say Titania again, huh?
Yeah, or literally any other word we could think of and pick.
I like Eden.
So you pissed off a giant secret science base and ran away from it and stole their shit and then came here to us?
No. So, to clarify, I have been in the care of Dr. Aquarius for my whole life.
Yeah.
Ever since I was able to be produced in the laboratory, actually. So she's somewhat of a mother figure to me, and with that sort of thing, especially within human culture, comes fights and things of that nature. There were a few things she didn't really like that I was doing. And I left angrily. So I don't think she's gonna get me in trouble, or maybe she hasn't alerted anybody yet. Whoa.
So you
Oh.
are unaware if people are actively seeking you.
I guess.
Oh, God.
That's
Maybe
a good
that's something
question.
we should look into.
Yeah.
Or maybe we just let it go and we don't bother
Oh,
with it.
boy. Yeah, I know you're smart
Ignoring a
enough to know that's a
problem
bad
is-
idea.
Ignoring a problem is rarely a way to solve it.
I don't know about that. Sometimes you want someone to go away, so you just kind of ignore them and then they leave. So maybe it's kind of like one of those.
Or they follow you with a grudge until the end of your days and then attempt to kill you multiple times. Oh, we wouldn't
Or
know
it's
anything
like
about that.
tax evasion. You get to live most of your life, and then it comes back to bite you in the ass when you have kids and a family and a house and a car.
Yeah, that sounds like the exact opposite of what you'd want.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
You know, because then you incriminate everyone else around you because of the one person's problem. Literally the conversation we were
Would
just
it
having.
incriminate them, or would they just lose all of the assets?
Oh, I think that's still incrimination. They're taking all the assets. You know,
But
like,
they're
I
your
don't know.
assets.
Oh, they're my
If you
assets.
don't wish to look into it, whether you're being pursued or not, would it be against your wishes if someone else did?
We should probably look into it.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's probably best. Yeah. Because
That's a wise choice
Yeah, that was a good
from a
that's good
wise
choice.
person.
Yeah. Because Peace would have looked into it anyway.
I probably would have.
Yeah, he would have.
I would have felt bad about it, though. So,
Thank you for the advice.
Because you'd
we
be a
should
super
get-
big hypocrite with code if you didn't do that. You realize that? Yeah. All right, just checking.
we should
fair.
get Dakota Bob on the proverbial phone to see if he knows anything about your sister, shouldn't we, Barry?
Yeah. So,
You don't have to respond. I'm just going to make sure that this conversation's on comms so you can hear it, Code. All right.
I did literally say he doesn't have to respond, so he would take that.
What are you talking about?
I'm just speaking out, and you can hear on comm. We're going to be talking about where we're going next. We got a lead. Because, all right, yeah, just wanted to let you know. You are part of the crew, we're including you, all right?
The reassurance sounds sarcastic.
I think I like the sarcastic code. I'm just saying. I know you can hear that. All right, I think my sister's in a... Yeah, what? Yeah,
No,
go.
please, sir, I'm sorry.
You're all right. My sister might be in a bad way.
What?
We are
Maybe.
unsure as to her whereabouts, and the people that we have checked with and her living quarters, apparently she has not been there for
Couple
at
weeks.
least 2 weeks. So, rightly so, Barry and I are interested, if not a little worried, as to her whereabouts. And the last person she took a job for, or took a job from, was Dakota Bob.
I think
first
so,
person-
or just she talked to him. She talked to him, and she said she had a lucrative job. I don't know if those were connected. She never really liked Bob, so I don't know if she would have. The tone
her
that
last-
she used about him was not happy. I'll just put it that way.
Does your
Well,
sister use social media?
Yeah, that's what we checked first.
I checked
You
it,
did check
yes.
it.
Yeah,
Even like
But-
her messages?
yeah. Well, no, we ain't hacking into her messages. If she's
You might
if
find out
she's
what the lucrative job is.
if she is dead, she will come back from the dead and murder me.
And if she's held captive and
Then
we
we'll
find
fi-
out where that lucrative job is,
excuse me.
she'll
then
be
we'll
alive.
save her and then she'll kill me.
Okay.
Excuse me, you have to ask the party before you get into any of their stuff. I'm checking note 121. Thank you.
He's taking notes. See, this-
Excuse me, but that actually has to do with, whether or not you are consensually melding into their minds or not, rather than, trying to protect your sister from certain death, more than likely.
Oh, is that the case? So when you went and melted in someone's mind earlier for a job, was that not... Did you ask first?
No, but I believe we all talked in depth and we discussed
going
it.
to leave this. We weren't going to talk about this anymore for today. Let us...
Also, I didn't kill someone.
That you know of. Let's talk about Ray. Is he still breathing?
What did you do to Ray?
Huh?
No, Ray's breathing.
Are we sure?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I checked in on him.
Alright.
Yeah, then eat that code.
And that was Laura that did that, by the way, Code.
Did
That was
you
a
even go through with the full job with Ray there, Eden? No? Alright, so not only did we ruin
At least I took his telecommunication number down. You all just treated him like a piece of meat.
Correct. Then you should hold up your end of the bargain, since you are half Titanite, and give him a
Perhaps
call.
I already have code you don't know.
Interesting. Noted.
The clothing she wore was probably the bargain.
Have we split up the creds from the last mission? Because I think we left that kind of
You got the
opened
chit.
up.
I don't think you've split
I got
them,
the
though.
thing. So is that something I can just easily do? Like put it in and like
absolutely.
Okay. So everybody has 2 creds to their name now.
Awesome.
From this, I mean.
Yeah, from the
Okay,
mission
so
we completed.
everybody make sure to mark down 2 creds on your person for the last mission. And then, do we all have to kick in one as a crew to just for ship dues, or
What
what?
we had
how does
talked
that work?
about for ship dues was yes, everyone kicking in one.
By everyone, do you mean everyone that's a part of the crew, legitimately or sarcastically?
As long as you're
Can I
not
punch him?
outside of the ship in space, you are part of this crew.
Great. And since that is now notated, since I contribute my repairing to the ship, I think I should be able to keep my credits.
Yeah, no, the ship wasn't damaged.
Thank you.
But why are you why is he doing this? Code, do you need a diaper? Were you just born? Are you a little baby? Get over yourself, man.
I am not in a position to be over myself. There, Barry. What is happening here is I'm learning how it is that you humans operate.
Learning sounds an awful lot like you're being petty.
Petty. Let me look that one up, and then I'll get back to you.
Very
Continue.
good. 1 cred in the stash, please, for everybody.
Interesting. Are you asking me or telling me?
I'm being
have the
nice
option.
about telling you.
You have the option of not putting a cred in like everyone else, but that means you will no longer be a part of the crew and therefore will be put outside of the ship.
Oh, this is the bartering I was.
This is the barter I was telling you about. The payment first, you know? Yeah.
Interesting. I will notate that and put a cred into the crew. Note 122.
Thank you, Code.
Okay. So, shall I call Dakota Bob, or will you?
Ah, shit. Yeah, you probably should. He'll always like you better anyway.
Very well, sir.
Thank you.
This is Molly to Dakota Bob. Molly to Dakota Bob.
This is Dakota Bob.
Is this Peace? Good ear, sir.
Peace, I've been trying to reach Barry. You want to tell me what the hell's going on? I've been trying to do a debrief on the last job that you did.
Well, Barry is listening, sir. If you
Hi.
have anything to say.
Hi.
Oh!
We're all together. I just he's better at the phone communication, these dealies.
Well... It's nice to talk to you again, Barry.
Yeah.
Been a while.
Yeah, I mean, we did a job, we completed the job, we talked about completing that job, and then we moved on to do another thing.
Yeah, it would have been nice to, have a debrief after the job, Barry. You know,
Well-
considering what happened to the target. The
Well, I was
bounty.
dead or alive, as usual.
You know, there is a preference, right, Barry? There can be a dead or alive contract and have a preference.
Noted. 123.
That's fair, and I understand that, and I did attempt to bring him in live,
Uh-huh.
but he did attack us with several drones and shooting asteroids at us, quite literally, might I add.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And so,
You see this communication? You see how this is working right now, Barry? That's part of the debrief, Barry. That's why we have the conversation. Because the only information that I got was a dead body brought in. And nothing from you. Nothing from Peace. Because there's no debrief, Barry!
you know, I can see where that might have caused some
Can you
problems. Yeah.
see? You know, Barry. The goal of every bounty hunter, or at least the way that I like to think, is to eventually make your way into the upper echelons. Maybe if you're lucky, even make it into the 100 club.
Always the dream.
Is it? Is that the dream? I've been a member for a long time, Barry.
Oh yeah, no, that's why we go to you when we need help. Absolutely.
Uh-huh. Now, what if I told you that I have some pull in potentially getting you an invite to the red spot?
What's the red spot?
That would be very interesting, Dakota Bob. That'd be very interesting. Might I ask what why would you do such a kindness, sir?
Well, Barry, if bounty hunters, young ones even, bounty hunters that have some promise make their way into my circles, well, I like to make sure that they, make their way through the ranks. I like to give a little back every now and again. But you know what they have to do, Barry?
I'm gonna ask the question. Yeah, what do they have
They
to
have
do?
to contact me for a debrief when they do a job for me, Barry, and not wait 2 weeks.
This is fair.
Uh-huh.
And might I give an excuse? If you'd like one.
Oh, I'd love to hear it, Barry. Why don't you go ahead and give
Excuses?
me an excuse?
I don't know where my sister is.
That's a pretty good excuse.
Oh.
And that's why we were
Scratch that note.
calling, actually, is she's missing.
Cassie's missing.
I'm real worried, yeah. She had a message saying that she talked to you maybe, was it 5 days ago? 6 days ago?
Well, no, Barry, you've got a hell of a thing for calendars, don't you? No.
I do, yeah. Sorry about that.
Last time I spoke to Cassie was before, we met for that job.
Yeah. Well, she hasn't
She
been
was
home
looking for you, and,
Yeah.
well, Barry, I was trying, I wasn't trying to get her, any information that you didn't want me to give her, because I don't understand your relationship sometimes, but regardless, all I said was, hey, you should probably try to reach out to Barry if you want to contact Barry.
Yeah. Yeah.
But other than that, I don't really know very much.
Shit.
I can look into it for you if you want.
She said she had some big lucrative job that she couldn't turn down. And I didn't think it was you. You tend to keep her out of this sort of thing, as I asked you very politely a while ago.
Have you heard of any big lucrative jobs going down, sir?
Well, of course, I hear bigger lucrative jobs all the time. I mean, I'm not passing them on to you, though.
No, but any for mechanics?
I'm gonna have to do some research. I don't know anything off the top of my head or anything
All
like
right.
that.
She seemed
I mean,
upset when you talked to her. I mean, outside of upset at me.
I mean, listen, there's always a little bit of hostility whenever anybody's ever mentioning you, Barry. I gotta be honest.
No, I'm aware. I'm aware.
Why is that, Barry?
I think you know code. And if you don't,
Actually
I'll
point
explain it
guns
later.
at people. Oh.
That does happen, yes. Nothing. She didn't say anything interesting, different, out of sorts.
No, I mean, she didn't even mention the job. She just said that she was trying to reach out to you.
Yeah.
I mean, Barry, Cassie, I don't think she likes me very much, so she's not really gonna give any secrets away.
No, but you're good at reading people, Dakota Bob. I wasn't sure if maybe you'd picked up something.
I mean, listen, there was, she seemed excited about whatever it was. I guess.
Excited.
It was, she wasn't particularly angry when she was reaching out. It was more along the lines of like, where's my brother? Is he on a job for you? Or, he won't call me back. I really need to talk to him about something.
Yeah. All right. I think that might help a little. Yeah.
Listen, I'll look into it for you. Okay? I'll contact a few people and I can get back to you. But I'm glad that you called when you did, because if you're looking for some work, I've got some work for you, if you want to do it.
Can we hear the job and I'll discuss it with my crew? We've grown a little since last we chatted.
What do you mean, grown?
We got some tight-knit fellas. Yeah, specializing.
Okay. Tight nights, you say. That's interesting. Yeah, I got a kind of an interesting job. Something that I thought, that Heath might be interested in. It's kind of it's kind of an associate of mine that needs some work done. Listen,
I'm intrigued.
It's totally licensed, first and foremost. Doesn't pay a lot, but if you make this job, if you wrap this job up well for me, okay? And maybe I can get you in to the red spot. And maybe you can meet some people. Now, that doesn't mean you're gonna get any sort of really great contracts or anything right off the bat. Nobody does. But you can get your foot in the door.
That ain't a bad offer. What say you, please?
And if you do this job, regardless of whether or not you do this job, I'm still going to look into things with Cassie. It's just going to take some time. I've got to reach out to some people, and you know how it is. Sometimes the long-distance communication, people aren't where they're supposed to be. It can take a little time here and there to get the communication.
I do truly appreciate that. I mean it.
What's the job?
Okay. So, it's for an associate of mine. You'll have to speak with them for the details specifically. But from what I understand, some of the basics revolve around bounty wanted for armed robbery. My associate's name is, they go by Echo. It's a job on Earth.
Oh. Wonderful.
I see the hesitation now.
Even I have trouble breathing there.
Yeah.
And I don't breathe. It was a joke, sir. I'm sorry if I didn't construct it very well.
I'll forgive you this time.
Echo, we have that. What would we be doing?
Well, hopefully bringing somebody in without killing them. Killing them is still on the table, but, it's always better if you can
the preferences. Yeah,
that's right.
I got it. Yeah. All right. Do you mind if we communicate with ourselves real quick here, and we can call you back or?
Yeah, that's right.
No.
Before we do that, what's the name of the bounty?
The bounty target's name. Hang on one sec here. Let me see if I can pull it up again. I can give you contact details for my associate. They have more details than I do. But they go by the name Jana Farr.
Jana Farr.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
They're wanted for some kind of armed robbery.
All right.
Right. Oh, with that armed robbery, do you have any? Did they kill someone, or did they just
hold
up?
The
you don't
details,
know.
Okay.
All right.
I can give you some contact information for my associate. You can speak with them.
You said it doesn't pay well.
Yeah. Listen, they don't have a ton of creds to throw around here, okay? But like I said, you'll be doing me a favor, and if you do me a favor, then maybe I can get you into the red spot.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
We will contact you soon with our answer.
Okay.
Thank
Dakota
you.
Bob out.
Well, for those of you who haven't been doing this job very long, do you need a precursor as to what the red spot is?
Yes, that, and also, licenses?
We're licensed. Peace and I are licensed. That covers it.
Does it really? Because the rest of us are not licensed.
No, it does. It means you can't act on your own. You have to be with us if we're working a job, which is probably what would happen anyway.
There are many bounty hunters who operate without a license, but it's a risk.
It's a risk that we don't have to take.
But as licensed bounty hunters, we can hire help.
Exactly.
But with that being said, isn't it bad if you did an unlicensed job than licensed?
Yeah, remember how I said I didn't like that so much at that time?
Oh.
Bingo. Can be done, just risky. And we were willing to
Probably
take the
should have
risk.
talked about this like when we first started in jobs.
I mean, we kind of tried, and it was kind of overruled. It's fine. Code, yes.
Licenses are not a problem when I'm around.
True.
That is true, but we are already licensed, so it's a moot point.
But also, what
are
if we
licensed.
did want to
We are
get
not.
genuinely licensed? How does one approach that? It would.
You pay for it. Dakota Bob, you can buy one from him effectively. I want to say there were 2 credit pop.
Really?
Or was it more than that? Piece. I think it was more. Oh God, it was more than that. It's just that it's a lot of cred.
We owed him for quite a while.
Yeah, we did. Well, but then we'd go even, and then we'd maybe borrow more things from him. So we got advances. But
Oh.
So you just pay to be.
We, sir. Oh, it's a we. That
because
would
you're
go
part of the
into
crew.
debt.
Yeah.
It's the we that is us as the crew.
So you just pay for
Thank
your
you for
license?
clarifying.
Yeah.
No one else to start by this fact?
Eden, it is incorrect. I am looking this up right now. You cannot just pay for one license. Clearly, this Dakota Bob had to jump through hoops for them, hence them owing him a lot.
Oh.
So, are we gonna be done lying, or are we gonna start telling the truth?
No,
I'm sorry, don't know what came
it's
over
not
me.
a lie in the sense that I paid him for a license. That is accurate.
Yeah, but you make it sound like you get it out of like a cereal box or something.
No, he does have to go through hoops, as Code said. That is correct. But Dakota Bob can get you a legitimate license, which is what we have.
Are you sure
What we
it's not
don't
forgery?
have is a reputation for
It's
said
not a
license.
forgery. He wouldn't do that because his reputation would go into the shitter if he
I
did
can do that.
forgeries.
Well,
You could put his reputation in the shitter if you
Absolutely
could.
not. I would dare do that.
I know you probably wouldn't, not intentionally.
Exactly.
But,
licenses are difficult to get because the people that hand them out are not the most above board people to begin with. They are run by syndicates of criminal organizations at times. So
Syndicates.
Dakota Bob has connections that we do not have. That makes the process, well, easier, if not doable at all.
Correction. Contacts that you do not have. If we need licenses, and if we are okay with dealing with said syndicate.
Yes, we
I may have
understand
a
that you can
contact.
forge licenses.
Incorrect. That was before, until you made it a little bit more interesting. I could contact someone.
Oh, no, we don't need that. We have our licenses.
No, I'm intrigued. You have a contact that you can get legitimate bounty hunting licenses with.
Correct. And more.
Why do you not have one already?
Well, I did not seek the idea of becoming a bounty hunter. I was just seeking this ship at the time.
The fact that you perked up when syndicates was noted, you have connections to some of the syndicates, the crime syndicates there, Code?
May.
Yeah, you may have connections with them. Got it, yeah.
Harry.
Oh, I mean, why are
I
we
heard.
surprised?
I'm
Vertigo
thinking
has
about
contacts with a
recruiting.
drug dealer.
Exactly.
I'm not, listen, I ain't saying that's good or bad. I'm just noting a connection that you have.
Well,
It seems a little judgmental.
Oh, it was
is
more
all
just noting the risks and processing that.
Ah.
This is all beside the point. You do not need licenses that...
I'm not-
Barry and I are licensed. You
That is
are
fine.
effectively our hired help. But if you would like licenses in the future, that would be very beneficial for you to have them.
Wasn't saying you
Yes,
shouldn't
that
get
was the whole point of the conversation. I wasn't trying to be like, oh my god, we don't have licenses, we're screwed. It was like, wait,
I
you guys
thought
have
that's
licenses?
literally what you said at
How
one
do we
point.
get licenses?
Eden might be on a.
Why would we want to get a license? How would we get a license? The tail end of the conversation was me trying to find out how to get a license, and you said, yeah, you just pick that, get it out of a cereal box, basically. Instead of, oh, it is actually a very difficult process, but what's this?
It's a long-winded explanation that she is saying right now. She is correct. Looking up this, if we do get caught without a license, well, let's just say, it's not going to be as pretty as your shag carpet.
No, it wouldn't be, because that's gorgeous.
But you are a part of the crew, and you are a part of our license. So you do not need to worry about that at this moment. Until
really the
you
case?
go off on your own, and if you want to bounty hunt on your own, or with someone else, it is beneficial for both of you to be licensed. Yes. But we have you
Interesting.
covered at this particular juncture.
So peace. To make sure that everyone in the crew is safe, and I am understanding, that way there's no implications later, if something was to happen, and let's say, I don't know, Eden and I are caught, taking in for questioning, you have your licenses, we do not. Where would that place us?
That would place you among our crew, and it would the punishment would fall to us.
Interesting.
Also,
Or
if
the
you noticed,
consequences.
Yeah,
Not
the-
necessarily punishment, but the
Yeah.
consequences.
we also would attempt not to do that, just like we rescued y'all from space as you were floating in the air, brought you to medical facilities because you're a part of the crew, made sure you didn't die. You remember all these things? You're part of the crew.
Just because families fight does not make them less of a family. In
not my-
most cases, it makes them more of a family.
That's not my concern. My concern was if one of us was to get caught without licensing, what would
And I
happen?
addressed that.
Right, but does that
Okay.
by being part of the crew, we're also technically allowed to carry weaponry and things like that, or is it only you guys are allowed to carry weaponry? Like there are a lot of technicalities that this is important to discuss.
I will note, you should not carry heavy blasters without one of them licenses. Do not walk around with, say, a plasma rifle. Don't do that because you don't have a license.
And
we
also,
could
if
do
you
that.
have a plasma rifle, you probably stole it from a military organization, and
Well, still that, yeah.
that in and of itself carries its own consequences.
Eden, I am appalled. You have weaponry that you may have stolen. Plasma sword. And what else?
I bought it off of Slice.
Oh. This is becoming very interesting.
It's an artifact.
To the topic at hand, though, the red spot is a known location where bounty hunters of higher caste get their jobs. So, Dakota Bob is a contact for mid to lower level bounty hunters such as ourselves. For the better jobs and best jobs, the red spot is the place you want to go. It's kind of exclusive. You have to be invited or have an inn, and Dakota Bob has told us that he could very well get us that inn.
Where
It would lead to
is-
better jobs, more money.
Where is said red spot?
The red spot is
Mars.
on Mars, which
Oh,
is kind of a joke on itself, because the red spot is on Jupiter.
Yeah.
I don't think we should take this job. I believe that is going to be too dangerous. Going to Mars is just... that's not a good idea, you know.
But we're not going to
we
Mars
haven't
right
really
now.
successfully done a mission to where everyone lived and stuff, so we should probably just take our time and think about this completely in a completely
Code.
different time.
Code, we're not going to Mars. We're going to Earth for this job with Dakota Bob. It would get us the invitation to go to Mars.
Oh.
this is not a job going to Mars. This is a job
Earth.
that will get us the invitation to the bounty hunting place on Mars.
Great. So we decline the invitation once we complete the job. Thank you.
What? What's wrong with Mars? Hold up. Do you have any? I mean, you're wanting everybody to be very truthful right now, Code. Would you like to be truthful with the rest of the crew in this situation?
I heard Mars was a very scary place.
Care to elaborate?
It's for the best that I do not.
Okay. I'm not going to press on that because you being so dang literal, that does actually worry me, the way you said that. Just that you could nod your head yes or no. Yes is up and down, no is left and right. I'll be clear on that too. All right. If you went there, do you have enemies or people that would want you harm if you went there? You don't have to give details. You could just say or nod yes or no.
How's your sister?
Oh, you really don't want to talk about this.
We should look into it.
I mean, we're doing that. That's the problem, Code. Doing
Why
this
are we
job
waiting?
is helping us look
I'm
into
afraid
my
of her
sister.
safety. We should go quickly to Earth. I always wanted to see it. Heard
So
it
you
was a
want
lot
to do
of-
this job then?
If it stops you asking questions, absolutely.
We'll
Well,
have
this
to
is a-
revisit this. Don't have to now, but later we're gonna have to revisit this, Code. You realize that, right?
Like we'll have to revisit the lab, which you so kindly brought up.
It was only for your safety, Eden.
This is
And this-
also for your safety and our safety as well. Listen,
won't
we
give
can
and
keep
take,
going
Code.
back and forth, or we can drop this stupid shit and actually be nice to each other.
You want give and take. This is the
Huh?
give part.
You want to be nice instead of this? Because I can be really mean, Code.
Okay,
Trust me.
Eden. All right. Now hold. What the hell is happening? Are you hissing?
Yes.
What?
She's been spending too much time with Pussy Galore.
What is that?
Yeah, clearly. What is PG hissing at you for? Oh
She's not hissing at me. She's not really hissing at
Alora.
Laura. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, now I see. Yeah, right. Or is that PG?
But it's really cute how I imitated it.
Well, let's keep on task.
Yeah.
Raise your hand if you are willing and wanting to go forward with this job.
Is this job to secure the safety of Barry's sister?
Part of it, yes, but the first part is going to Earth and catching the bounty, the armed robber. Remember? And then the
Yes.
reward is cred and an invitation to the red spot.
Credit.
That's not the job.
Credit is needed. Invitation to be discussed later.
That's correct. We can
Job
discuss
is
it more
up
later.
there. Okay, we're all in.
All right.
All right.
I don't know which one
I
to do,
will
because
return
we used
shortly.
to do this, but now I...
They're both fine.
Yeah, what about pinkies? Did those work?
Oh, there he goes. All right, that's fine. Yeah, I didn't hear what he said. I may have talked over him. I'm sure
We need
he's
to talk
just
to
charging.
Laura first to make sure she's in. Yes?
Yeah, that's right. Do you want to go knock on her closet? I thought I heard some of those sacks pulsing. I don't.
I shall do such. I'll
Thank you.
return shortly.
If my heart gives out, don't resuscitate me.
I don't know if I really know how to anyway,
Oh, that's good news.
but I'll still try. You're not dying on us that easily.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
What? Why? Just why did I do any of this? I could have I could have just stayed on Molly with Pace and just ran cargo for the rest of my days, boring but safe.
That's fair. But this is all quite exciting, and you get enrichment through the other cultures that people have within their specific species and what have you. And
Boy, that was hard for you to say, wasn't it?
well, it's a little confusing because I'm half and half.
Yeah,
Kinda,
that's also
sorta.
fair.
Am I? I don't know. I found out I had 2 hearts though.
Well,
Oh.
I tried to ask Vertigo if she was in, and she is, well, alive but unresponsive.
Is she sleeping? Is that another word for sleeping? Please tell me that's another word for sleeping.
I think the term that you would understand would be food coma.
Ah,
Oh,
She is fine.
she's
I
fine
did a
though. That's
precursory examination, meaning I looked at her with my eyes, and her stomach is extended 50 to 70% more than it was before we landed at that station.
what, like one of them
So-
cartoons?
I don't. Yes, sir.
Can Titans?
I don't know
Do
if she
full
attempted to eat
Titanites
herself
poop?
to death, but it
What?
seems likely that
Have
she
you
tried
eaten
to
so
eat
much
herself
code
to
that
death.
you go from this to this? Is that how did that? Is this what? When you eat too much, does it do this? In like one sitting, I'm talking about.
Well, they're different clans. Alora is a part of interesting one. Well, they consume. Consumption can be different in many ways. Well, she may have consumed more than her fill. Instead of wasting through immediate, well, as you say, pooping,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
her body is taking on a form to be able to store the nutrients until
I'm
it needs it
curious
again.
what Titanites call it if it's not pooping.
it's like hibernation.
Secretions.
Of course. How stupid.
Wait, so is she hibernating or is she secreting? Because she's holding on to the food, but she's secreting it.
Not yet.
So she's go. How long
There's
does that
different
process
ways.
take?
Well, it depends on what nutrients and what toxins are left. It could come out one end, the other, or through the skin. It's lubrication. Often applied to, well said, sacks as well.
Oh.
We do not waste much at all. If nutrients can be, taken from the secretions, again, once the toxins have passed, we can deform that into survival rations. So if you're ever feeling like you have nothing to eat on the ship, we can make do.
So, moral of the story, I think, is that Alora doesn't poop.
Oh, she secretes. Have you not seen the bathroom?
That was her?
Partially.
Oh.
Don't worry, Barry. We've tried to clean it. But I don't understand humans' definition of, clean. And again, consumption can take many forms. We do not like to waste, Barry.
Oh boy, what a great time for me to set a course to Earth.
If something was to ever happen to you, as you so said, if your heart stops, don't.
Sir, are we taking Vertigo's vote as a yes or abstaining? Because
Abstain
I
would still be
like it to be
4v5.
I would like it to be unanimous. Is that not necessary to you, sir?
Now, it's necessary to me, yes. That's why both of you went to check with her. Could one of you just, maybe wake her up slightly and be like, do you want to go on a job to Earth? Groan slightly if you say yes.
I will take the blame if she does not want to go. I would say waking one SOS her, well, she will probably not like that. So let's just go on with the plan. Yes?
Okay, so you think I mean, you're close to her. You think she'd say yes? You'd vouch for that?
Yes, I'm sure.
She also did mention a penchant for Earth food.
Yes, she would be more like, food? When are we going?
That's a pretty good impersonation.
All right.
It's almost as good as I could have done, and I can copy her voice exactly.
For
I'll
that.
take that as a compliment.
It was meant as one.
Notate.
Your smiling has gotten a lot better. By
I
the
try
way,
not to show serrated teeth.
I'm sure there are
Oh.
those that appreciate that.
You're tucking them under your bottom lip? I see. Do it again.
Mm.
Oh. Now with the teeth?
I shall contact Dakota Bob.
Oh.
All right, yeah, thanks. I'll set a course regardless.
Molly to Dakota Bob.
This is Dakota Bob.
We have all taken a consensus, and we will take the bounty.
All right, good. Should I tell Echo that you're going to be giving them a call, or you're just going to meet up with them once you get to Earth?
Any preference,
Well,
please?
we
I'm
should-
fine.
We
Maybe
should
not.
probably give Echo a call in between so we can prepare if we need to stop anywhere before we get to Earth. So if you could send along her information or their information, I would appreciate it.
Okay, I'll send the contact information in there, and the frequency you can reach them in just a second. You should be getting it to pop up on your screen there. There you go.
Received.
Yeah, received. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good to hear. You make it down to Earth. Let me know, and if you need any equipment or anything, I can try to help you out.
Mm.
Right.
Call
Thank
us if you
you.
hear anything about Cass.
Yeah, will
Yeah.
do. I've already started putting some feelers out.
All right. Thank you, Dakota Bob.
I
You're
saw that
welcome,
code.
Barry.
I saw you smile when he said put feelers out because I know that's what you do.
I
To
could do
ships,
that,
to
but no.
computers, to all
Said-
kinds of things.
Said Earth
What is
and
happening?
Oh.
things. Old tech.
Yes.
Tides are excited.
Over and out, Dakota Bob.
Are the
Thank you.
Titanite's gonna be...
Did you just hang up on your employer?
Yeah. Oh boy. All right. Well, he'll love that.
Yes. I'll just tell him next time we talk, we flew through a tunnel.
Can we please talk to him again? I have so many questions.
Well,
I've heard lots about Earth and how
we've
it
got a
was
little bit of a
destroyed.
journey to get back to Earth. If you wanted to talk to him, we can talk to him again.
Great. Question.
All right.
Since Earth is already destroyed and a mess, junkyard,
Yeah.
diseased, polluted, biologically unstable,
Yeah.
if things are, well, I don't know, say lying around,
Code, there are places I can bring you where you can take things because they are meant to be taken.
all right, notated.
Yeah. Yeah. And no, it is not borrowing, bartering, or stealing. It's just there.
Sir, are you
Yeah.
planning to take him to the secret, exclusive, and illustrious dump?
Secret
Salvage sounds a little better, doesn't it?
dump? What is this dump?
It's the dump.
It comes
It's-
from the
it's
yeah.
mountains of treasure, free for taking.
Please, I'm breaking out in hives. If we don't go
You can
now,
take
I'll start
everything you
secreting
want.
everywhere. I'm
Yeah,
getting
please don't do
excited.
that. Don't do that. We're already heading there. We're heading there now. We're heading to Earth. Please, God, do not secrete everywhere.
And if you're going to go in the bathroom where there's tile,
Yeah, no, it's linoleum.
Oh, there's
it's
some
good
making
quality
out.
linoleum.
well, it's in tile form.
I mean, yeah, it's got like
Just
the
my
fake
shoulders.
crap. Okay, yeah, just don't. Just make sure you turn the shower on if you do that shit.
Sir,
All right.
there are... Never mind.
Oh, okay.
To Earth.
Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about what you were gonna say. Definitely not. And I punch in coordinates.
How long did it take? We're already there? Are we there?
No, we have to go through a jump gate.
Okay.
You are on your way to the jump gate, getting ready to head to Earth. It's a good place for us to take our break.
Stop secreting, Frank.
We didn't roll a single dice.
We just like arguing and secreting. That's it.
There was nothing to roll for. I couldn't.
Yeah.
There was nothing there.
Dude, I was wondering what the fuck you were gonna do with that gun when you pulled it out. I was like, oh shit.
He's illustrating a point.
Yeah.
It's interesting because
Yeah.
I rolled a dice on that.
We're going to take a little bit of a break here, folks. If you haven't done so, please make sure you're following all these wonderful people. You can head on over to tablestory.tv/100club with no spaces to go follow them in all the places. And if you want to go support these wonderful people in a monetary way and you have yourself a Prime Gaming sub that you haven't used yet, consider throwing it their way. Get yourself some emotes or just sub. We still got a few days left in September. Might as well take advantage of it. New subs getting a good chunk of percentage off.
Oh, I don't know if you heard the news, but apparently, now until the 30th of September, gifted subs are now 25% off.
That is correct.
Oh, look at
It
that.
actually shows it right there on the button.
27th?
Look
Yes,
at
it
that.
is. Or 26.
tomorrow's
It
the
must have on.
27th.
I see. Gift to sub 25% off. Yep. So that is happening right now.
Interesting.
Consider doing that. Get yourself some subs to these wonderful people. And we're going to take a little bit of a break. If you saw the Shill Show 2 Sundays ago, we hit a pretty great goal. And I said that I was going to release a teaser. I don't have the teaser for you yet. I am still working on it. And you don't want me to release it unless it's exactly what I want. I know you guys feel the same way about this stuff that I do. I've been working on it. It's coming out soon, but we do have Leech Season 3 starting on Saturday this week. We have Leech Season 3 is Saturday this week. Saturday's October 1st already. I mean, COVID just makes 3 years 1 year, really. I mean, It's just compressed all this time into 1 year. So everything seems like it's happening super fast. But yeah, if you haven't seen it, we got the trailer that's going to be playing on the break. It's going to be really, really cool. So make sure you check that out. That's happening this Saturday. We're going to take a little bit of a break here, folks, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. Hang tight. More 100 Club. Back in just a little bit.
All right, we're just about there. And there she is. Gross.
Earth comes into view. And you can see the various satellites and debris littered throughout space. Have our Titanite friends ever seen this?
No. This is very interesting. I pictured something completely different than all of this.
Yeah, it's not great.
Is that owned by anyone?
The scrap?
Yes.
I guess technically some of it might be. I don't know if they care that it's there. A lot of it's just old satellites that have been broken apart and just kind of left to rot, so to speak.
Okay.
And no,
I'll
we
remember
don't.
that for later.
Yeah, for later. Yeah, at the moment, no, we don't have time to go and try to grab random scrap from the Atmo. I said at the time we don't. That includes right now. Just noting. Remember, we're bringing you the special dump.
If it's so special, why is it just called a dump? It doesn't sound secret or special.
Yeah, I was wondering about the secret one. Do you know of a specific one there, Peace? Because I was just gonna go to the junkyard, which is where tons of scrap and old tech just lays around.
Well, at the junkyard, you have to pay the junkyard owner.
That is true.
The dump, you can just take. So it's up to you. You can go wherever you like.
If possible.
Of course.
Once we take care of this mission, we can go see.
Since we're being honest, I've never been to Earth before. I'm afraid. What is the condition it's in and how I will, well, adapt to this planet, if you want to call it that.
By adapt, elaborate.
Well, I do not breathe such as you.
Yeah.
He's mentioned that he cannot even breathe. I wasn't aware he had the capacity to do so.
That was a joke. He doesn't have the capacity to breathe.
Jokingly or not, that's a bit concerning.
I can breathe there. I tried to not stay too long, but I do not die upon entering the atmosphere and breathing the air there. It is polluted.
Well,
Like, I don't know, if you swam through polluted water, you could probably breathe still, right? It just ain't pleasant, and you don't want to do it long term, yeah?
I mean, it depends. Well, with me saying that, Alora normally makes a special blend for me to be able to, well, continue to take in this oxygen.
There's oxygen on Earth. There's oxygen. We still got oxygen.
I don't have the drugs because I had to put them to other uses. Anyway, I will improvise.
All right. Yeah. Okay. You gonna be all right going down there? Or are you gonna, collapse on us or something because you can't breathe?
That's a great question. I do not know. Might want to bring Alora with us, just in case.
To Echo.
Oh, yeah. All right. We'll deal with that later.
Hello, this is Echo. To whom am I speaking?
My name is Peace aboard the ship Molly. We were directed to your contact information by Dakota Bob. He said you had a bounty for us.
That's correct. I do have a bounty. I'm glad that Dakota Bob was finally able to reach you. He's been having some difficulty assisting me with this. Did Bob give you any details?
Very little. He said that he gave us a name and a minor bit of background, but he said the details would be left to you.
That is good. The person that I'm interested in, well, bringing to justice is, well, a rather difficult individual. One that has caused me much grief. And various authorities were unable to assist me with this job. It's very important to me, but I don't have a lot of credits. So I reached out to Dakota Bob, one of my friends. Knowing that he has a lot of pull, it means a lot. So if you are able to do this for me, please understand that it would make me very happy. This
Understood.
individual, Jonafar, she's done some pretty terrible things. I don't know if you're familiar, but there are certain individuals in our solar system that have such strange beliefs. They become extremists. And honestly, this business about the armed robbery was more coincidental more than anything. Yes, they robbed a shop. But she killed my husband. And the authorities have not been able to do anything for me. I've been trying for so long to get some justice. And I need help.
Would you like this bounty brought in dead or alive? Does it matter?
I know what I want. And I know what's right. And I know that Bob and I have had many conversations about it. Bob said that if you were to bring them in alive, it would make me feel better. But I don't know.
Understood. Where shall we bring the bounty? To you or to Bob?
Earthsec.
Oh.
Ah.
Do you have any files, information on their last known whereabouts?
I have very little information, but I will give you what I have.
Any help would be appreciated.
There are recordings, security cameras that I can send you. But what you really need to understand is that this Jonafar, she's a member of some kind of cult.
Go on.
A cult? Yeah.
Yes. The cult, from what I understand, they believe that the galaxy belongs to us. Humans. And that everything else is some sort of abomination. us. Well, he let anyone in the store. And, I don't think it was about money.
So, the person that we are to bring in, you believe the thief or the theft was a cover for the murder of your husband by what I can only assume is the human first movement?
I've heard about them, but I don't know if the two were related.
Ask her if she knows the name of the cult. If they're around Earth a lot, she might have heard it.
Do you know the name of the cult?
I heard them mention something about Haven.
Is that the name of a place?
I don't know.
It's okay. You don't have to go into detail. I think we have enough information to get started.
I'm sorry, I wish I could be more help. It's
Oh,
part of the
you've
reason
done...
why EarthSec has done so little. They have the security footage, but they haven't been able to find them. At least it wasn't labeled high priority.
In my experience, EarthSec has more rules, more laws, more people to answer to, whether they are above board or not. We have more range of movement, if that makes sense to you.
That's what I was hoping for. Earth is such a mess. The politicians all have their heads up their ass, and feels like the big
I'll
corporations.
explain that to you later, Code.
I was picturing it.
The major corporations having moved to Mars, they don't really care about Earth very much anymore, except for whatever scrap they can get from us.
Is there anything we should know about Jonafar that would... Any warnings, cautions, any sort of...
Yeah, ask what they look like too. I know it sucks that, they murdered her
Can you
husband
send
and
us
all,
an
but-
image of them? Oh, they'll be on the security tapes, I assume.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I'll send over the security footage that I have, and any records that EarthSec was able to pull up.
Did they attempt to hide their face during this heist crime?
No.
They wanted to be seen. Perhaps.
Yeah, spread awareness of their movement or some shit.
Was her husband human or an android? I hate to ask.
Her husband...
Relay.
We'll probably see on the footage.
Interesting.
Well, I've received your files. We'll look at the security tapes if we have any other questions. I hope that we can contact you?
Yes, please do. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll let you know when they're. We'll let her know when we get them in Durasec. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We'll be in contact soon. Peace out.
Thank you.
Did you really just say peace out?
I wish I could have retracted it before I said it, sir.
Yeah.
I heard myself say it.
I kind of liked it.
Yeah, it's
Vernacular hasn't been used for over 1,000 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think I saw it in an old film.
Was it? Never mind.
Yeah. Not that kind of film.
I take the files, or I get the files already. I open it up, put the security tape up on a screen. Everybody gather around. These are the security tapes of our current target, Jonna Farr, accused of armed robbery and possibly purposeful murder.
As you pull up the file, you can see basically what appears to be probably like the equivalent of a bodega type store. You get like a view. There's probably two different views, one from outside and one from interior cameras. And sorry, let me just adjust this. And you do have a shot of her face. I think immediately you realize she just kind of looks like an everyday kind of person, right? Like there's nothing that jumps out to you as this is a criminal, like there's no sort of ragged clothing or anything that looks like they're hard up. She's wearing kind of like not like upper echelon kind of clothing, but close. She looks like she could pass for a Martian.
So as we watch the security footage,
as you're watching the footage, you can see that she kind of walks in, and there is some muffled audio that doesn't really come through on the security footage. You hear something along the lines of,
Android. In tight night.
she pulls out a blaster, and he raises his hands up, and you can see it looks like he's reaching for some cred sticks. Begins to pull the cred sticks out. She looks like she waits and then shoots. He grabs his chest, falls onto the counter, and you see blood follow as he falls to the ground.
Who was the one saying Android Titanite? Was it Jonna or was it the husband?
You weren't able to see from the angle, but I will allow you to make a roll to determine this.
Okie dokie.
What kind of roll do you think it is?
Notice? Let me see. Study.
Okay. Make a study roll. I'm going to say that this is a controlled roll.
Okay.
With limited effect.
Okay.
You are unable to tell.
Okay. When she pauses, does her head look at anything?
It appears like she's looking at him.
Okay.
The man in question is a human, by the way.
Okay.
Oh.
And we're certain that this footage isn't doctored or anything, right?
I mean, you can't be certain of anything, but if it was
Would there be a way to
doctored,
check that?
maybe. Code might be able to check, but I'll be honest. If it was doctored, EarthSec probably would have found that and have just said, this is doctored, this don't matter, instead of saying we can't find anything. Unless, of course, they're working with EarthSec, and that would be its own issue entirely, and make it even more complicated. Unfortunately, I can't exactly see EarthSec not being involved in some way. That's something you think you could check? See if it's doctored footage there, Code?
I could, possibly.
All right, cool.
I'm gonna check the name Jonafar and see if anything, like just the news feeds, and you know, I'll Google her, so to speak.
Sure. First and foremost, you would have gotten some information about this regardless, but this is somewhat of an old case. This actually happened about a year ago.
Okay. And no, she's never been apprehended then?
Correct. Okay, so we're going to have Code and Peace doing some checking here, yes? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So, who wants to go first?
Go ahead, Code, because I'm gonna do something else.
Okay.
I mean, something a little bit extra, I guess.
I was wondering if Code was actually going to do it or not.
Yeah, you don't have to.
I
Oh yeah.
have no idea what Code is gonna do.
Okay, so we're gonna have Peace go first then.
And I'll go first. I will. I'm gonna contact Captain Truman, my old partner
Alrighty.
of many years ago. Earth Police Captain Randall Truman, my old partner on the force. We worked together 20 plus years ago. I left, he stayed and moved up through the ranks.
Was it Earth or was it Mars?
I assumed it was Earth, but it could be Mars.
You tell me.
Earth, I would say.
Okay.
I would say Earth has more use for a negotiations android because of, you know, the living conditions and, you know, that kind of stuff. If Mars is more upper crust, then probably wouldn't, you know, find my services needed a lot more or at all.
Okay. Wax Steven has made a note of this.
Okay.
Alrighty. So, what do you think Captain Truman is like?
I think Captain Truman is a. When we got together, he was, or when we, you know, was partnered up with him, he was definitely like, this was one of the first times that, like, Android, like, were allowed. So he was like a kind of a babysitter of sorts, you know, to make sure like I didn't like go all killbot or something like that, and eventually, like I did with Barry, we grew to have a rapport, and I think he would say we even became friends. And when I was kind of ousted from the police force, I think he was on my side. I think he fought to keep me there, but he was just, you know, outnumbered, shouted down, whatever.
So personality-wise, more than anything.
Yeah.
I'm asking, like, what do you think his personality is?
Oh, his personality. He is a. I think he cares about his job. He's not gruff. He's not someone who shouts, but he is definitely like, his voice carries weight. He knows what needs to be done, and he's confident that he can get it done most times.
Okay.
And that's how he became a captain.
All right, I got him.
Did you ever introduce me to him?
I've talked about him, but I don't think we've ever spoken to him.
Yeah, okay.
So, begin to reach out to EarthSec. Do you reach out to Captain Truman's personal contact information or to EarthSec?
I think I'm reaching out to him personally. Like if I can circumvent like going through anybody else, I would do that definitely, because if EarthSec hasn't done anything about this, there might be a reason, and I don't want anyone else to know that I'm looking.
Okay. Begin to contact Captain
Peace to Captain Truman, Captain Randall Skinny Truman.
I told you never to call me that, Peace.
What are you doing? It's good to see your face again.
Oh, I forgot. Would you prefer this or my new false face? Because I can do either for you.
I prefer whatever you prefer, Peace. Now,
Very well, sir.
what can I do for you?
Well, it's been a long time. I find myself back on Earth in my new occupation as a licensed bounty hunter.
Thank you for clarifying.
Well, I know the rules mean
Bounty
something to you,
hunter,
sir.
by the way? That's an interesting change of profession.
Well, let's just say that I found myself adopted by a bounty hunter, and we became friends. And so here we are.
I'm glad to hear you're making friends. I assume you need something.
You're perceptive as always. I do in fact need something. We are here on a bounty for someone named Jonna Farr. Does that name mean anything to you?
Jonna Farr. Hang on. You have a bounty on this person?
Well, yes. I would suggest that you didn't ask anything more specific than that.
Yeah, I remember this case. Okay. What exactly do you need from me?
I need to know if you can give me any information, last known whereabouts, aliases, the police files, anything that you could use to point us in the right direction would be much appreciated. We don't have a lot to go on. We have a security tape. That's about it.
I need you to make a
And
roll
we
for
do
me.
have a word, though. A word of a place, perhaps. Does Haven mean anything to you?
Haven. What do you know about Haven?
Just the name, and that Jonna Farr might be related to them.
Peace. Do you have anything to do with Haven?
This is the first I'm hearing of them, sir.
You know, Peace, I know that you don't have a problem with being able to tell if people are lying or not. It's a little bit harder to do that when I'm speaking to an android.
I understand, sir. You'll just have to trust me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need a roll from you, Peace.
You bet.
I love rolling things.
What do you think this is?
No, I am not lying, right? I don't know anything about Haven, right?
You, as far as I know, you don't.
Okay, good. Okay. What do you need me to roll, sir?
You're telling me. I mean, are you trying to?
I'm consorting, I'm sure, because it's.
What I figured.
Yeah. Yep.
But I don't like to force people into any particular direction.
Oh, for sure. No, I'm using my contacts to get what I want.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Position.
Risky.
Okay.
The effect will be standard.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, I get 2 dice for this. All right. Devil's bargain, please. May I do a devil's bargain, please? May I, please?
The 2 rolls of the show today have been failing.
Yep. Oh, the bad rolls continue. Oh man, you guys can't catch a break with these rolls lately.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, you can do a devil's bargain here. This will change the position to desperate. I'm going to say that if you do the devil's bargain, I'm actually going to change the effect, and it will go down to limited.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm willing to take that. Now, just higher than a 3, please. Please. Okay. I'll barely take it.
Okay.
All right. Listen, Peace. If you've got the security footage already, then I'm guessing you spoke to... the contact that I have down here is for the wife of the deceased.
She goes by Echo.
Okay. I'm guessing that you spoke with them.
You would be guessing correctly.
Yeah. Okay. Listen, Peace. This case went through hell. Okay? Went through all kinds of red tape. All right? Listen. We worked together for a while, okay? But even I can't share everything with you.
I understand, sir.
What I will say to you is that there are other reasons why this case has not been closed yet. And
have you looked at the security tape, sir?
yes,
I made out 2 words. Android and Titanite. Why would these be mentioned in a robbery of this nature?
Peace, I understand you've got a bounty. I do. I understand. You have to do your job, and I have to do mine. There's more to this. And I can't in good conscience tell you everything that's involved with this case.
Sir, before you go on, I want you to know that our friendship means more to me than any bounty.
Don't pull the friendship card with me, Peace.
I don't want you to get into trouble on my account, sir. If you can't say anything, I'll thank you for your time and make my way. I would have to hold a grudge, though.
You see,
probably some kind of notification to like pop up that the call has become encrypted.
don't do that shit to me. First off. Second off. What I can tell you is stay away from Haven.
I don't even know what I'm staying away from, sir.
Well, that's good. Keep doing that. Number two, we don't have any current whereabouts of this individual. And three, just be wary of this woman, okay? I mean, the widow. She's threatened our people before. I know that this is a horrible situation that she's in. But just be careful.
Sir, I don't know that I've ever seen you afraid before.
I'm not afraid.
When I mentioned Haven, you distinctly had... Well, you know what I can see. Your face was tightened. Your pulse started to quicken.
Please, I hate it when you do that.
I can't shut it off, sir. I'm the way God made me. Forgive.
I'm sorry I couldn't help you more.
Can you give me any more information on Haven? I don't know what they are or what I'm avoiding. The echo of my contact said they were a cult. A cult of what? I see you've encrypted the call, sir. No one else can listen to this.
Listen, Peace. I don't want to tell you more about Haven, because I'm afraid you might get involved with them. And that would be very bad for you in particular. I don't think they have anything to do with Jana Farr.
They have something to do with Echo. Thank you, sir.
If you come down to the planet, we need to spend some time with each other.
I agree.
Maybe we can try bowling again.
I shall endeavor not to break anything this time.
It was expensive. Okay, I have to go, Peace.
Good to hear from you, sir.
Stay safe.
Haven.
Well, that was interesting.
Well?
Yeah.
He was afraid that I might join up with Haven. My deductive reasoning can only point to something that I would be a cause that I would believe in, something that I could get behind, so to speak. And my first thought was some sort of android religion, which is something that I thought would be impossible. I have to confess, though, it fills my circuits, I suppose, with joy to know that that is possible. To have faith as an android.
Or if it's nothing like that at all and it's just an extremist group that may oppose humans first, but also may oppose Titanites or something.
Well,
we only heard 2 words, androids and Titanites, but we don't know if aggression was leveled at both of them or none of them. We don't truly know why this man was murdered, and you know, that may not, I apologize, this seems insensitive, it may not matter. A man was killed and murdered, and we have a bounty to go against said murderer. And we've kind of been a little noisy recently.
Sure.
And maybe not getting ourselves inundated with even more bullshit. Or cults or whatnot. Maybe that's not a good idea.
So you're saying we should focus on the mission and not on the reasoning?
That might be a good place to start, yeah. And if we find out some very interesting stuff along the way, great. But tangents seem to be where a lot of our problems arise.
Right, but I think it's important we be extra careful with this one. Specifically considering your friend said to be careful of the wife, right?
That too. But admittedly, this whole thing was, well, even Dakota Bob recommended we just take them and turn them into Earthsec and then wash our hands of it. We don't even have to deal with her ever again.
That is true, sir. If you can find it in yourself to disregard the reasons, then I shall endeavor to do so as well, sir.
It might be in our best interest. However, if we find out things, and maybe, yeah, I mean, you've got this Echo's contact information now. We all do. Perhaps at a later junction, if we find out more things, and it is in our best interest, then we can pursue that later.
Well, speaking of pursuing, we don't have any more leads.
No, we don't.
Don't have a direction to go to even find this.
Well, we
Jonafar.
We could start at square one. The shop. Where he was killed. There might have been something Earthsec missed that Code could sniff out or figure out. You don't have to physically sniff.
He didn't send me the police reports, right?
The police reports. You would have gotten the police reports from Echo.
Okay. So we have like the police reports of the incident.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna go over the police reports and see like how much was stolen, like how much and what was stolen. If it's like a reasonable amount for a theft, or is it just like a cover?
It's a negligible amount of money. It would probably be the equivalent of about 500 credits. What you might expect from, like, you know, bodega to have, like, in their, you know, in available on hand.
Okay.
They basically just stole cash on hand, and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, Jonifar looked out of place robbing a bodega, right? Based on what she was wearing and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, definitely didn't look like your typical, like, earther type person, for sure.
Okay. How long did they talk during the robbery?
Probably about 20 seconds. At least from what you can make out from the security footage. Earth doesn't have the best security footage available.
Sure.
On Mars, they would have, like, you know, holographic recordings and shit. This is, you know, a step above maybe like what we have available now.
What kind of gun did she use? Is it a gun that's available to public, only on Mars, only on Earth? Is that something I could see based on the discharge of it?
Mm-hmm.
Or in the police reports, maybe?
Yeah, they would definitely have that in the police report. This would be... Let me make sure that I get this correct. The equivalent of a blaster pistol. Not a heavy blaster or anything along those lines, but a blaster pistol.
Okay, so a civilian can pick that up?
Yeah. Yeah, they could.
Okay.
Especially on Earth.
Okay. Since hearkening back to my years with the police force, did it look like she was I'll ask Barry. Barry?
Yeah?
I want you to look at this footage.
Okay.
You are... Well, you do pretty well with the blaster.
I do all right.
You do say so yourself.
I have occasionally, yes.
Look at the way she's holding it. Does she look experienced?
Barry?
Could I make a scrap roll? Trying to look at fighting style specifically, if there's any training there.
I think that's definitely arguable. I think so. By the way, if you have accepted this job, we are now on a new job.
Ah.
I was wondering when you're gonna roll the.
We're not at that point yet. We're not at the point to do that stuff yet, but we are officially on a new
Beautiful.
job.
Okay.
Awesome. Your post downtime, beginning of new job time.
Okay.
Aw, yeah. All right.
So make a scrap roll for me.
Okie dokie.
And this is controlled position. The effect is standard.
Okay. Scrap controlled standard. Four.
From one shot, you can only tell so much. You can't really tell grouping and stuff like that, where, you know, like how good their grouping is, which is generally the main thing that you'd want to tell. So the only thing you can really get is there's two different angles of the security footage. There's basically one from outside into the store, which is, you know, kind of a profile-ish view. And there's one that's kind of in that weird, like, ceiling cam kind of angle, right?
Yeah.
You can tell that she doesn't have a great stance for shooting.
Okay.
Not a great stance, but did make her shot with one shot.
Yep.
Hand positions also. Like, is she doing it one-handed? You got the other hand up for stability.
She's doing it one-handed.
Okay.
Yeah, which could mean training or could mean lack of. It's that one's either or. Well, I hate to say inconclusive because it's not. But you see how she's got her legs? They're a little wider than they should be. Like trying to overcorrect from what she's seen, but that almost makes me think she has some training.
But we can rule out police or military.
Yeah, oh no, there ain't no police or military training here unless she is deliberately taking an incorrect stance, which I don't think so. I think military training would kick in too much because you have collateral damage and other risk, and it's just not worth it. But I think at the very least she's fired before, based on the fact that that shot, one-handed aside, is lined up with a single shot kill, and amateurs have a harder time doing that. They'll miss and might have to do another shot, or the person will bleed out longer, if you know what I mean. So she's at least been shown how to fire, if not had some preliminary training, but not official. More than that, I couldn't tell.
I find this whole thing quite interesting. Considering what she's wearing and the fact that, as you said, it seems like she either has training or not. It being questionable, why was she sent to assassinate this person instead of a professional?
That is a good point. It's probably personal then.
Seems like it's more of a pin on someone than personal. I do know pinning something on Martian is quite the risk.
You're thinking they got someone who might be misconstrued as someone not from here. She is dressed well, I'll give you that.
Considering how Earth looks,
yeah,
they look very neighborly.
There are better areas of Earth. Better as in wealthier, they're just not very common. Like real uncommon. Like,
I think something doesn't add up.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. I agree. It's just more of their.
We need to talk to Echo again.
I have a suggestion if you'd like to have it.
Yeah, please.
I agree with Peace. We should speak with Echo, but this time in person. That way Peace can put his specialties in practice.
Yeah.
Also, if it calls for extreme measures, well, we do have Eden.
Yeah.
And or me.
Yeah.
Depending on what you want.
You want to check out the shop in person first and then talk to her? So we can kind of make sure the stories all line up?
It'll be good to see the shop in person, to be honest, because then we can also gauge whether or not the security cameras could have missed another person there.
Also true.
There could have been another person in the room or in the shop from a better vantage point. I don't know. Never really done any assassinations or anything like that, but if there is room for... Yeah.
And then we'd have more information. You might be able to figure out, maybe look into the security cams and get a better footage code.
Not only that, we're talking about if it's a shop that is visited quite frequent, well, if this person never came in the first place, we have a bigger problem on our hands. Should be some kind of records of someone, well, visiting the place, scoping it out. If there's multiple cameras and multiple angles, then yes, data can be collected.
Yeah, that's a good point. And then if we talk to her once we figure those out, we might be able to find holes in the story or get more information that has been given to us and a better direction on where this assassin might have gone.
I say we have a plan.
Well, I programmed the address of the bodega into the ship's nav.
All right.
Ready when you are.
Yeah. Oh, I swore I asked at one point, and I didn't get any confirmation. But while we were on Stepping Stone, before we took off, I might have maybe worked on a little bit of the ship, in the sense that it's a little more comfortable now. We got some more people. I figured I'd make it.
You made room for us?
Sorry,
Much
I'm just imagining.
Permanent room?
I'm just imagining what Barry has done to the ship to make it more comfortable for everybody.
I kind of want to know what you think Barry might have done.
No.
You've said that.
You need to make those choices.
I mean, I just was curious what you'd think that would be for Barry.
I will say mine at the end. I want, because this is your shit, so I don't want to.
Yeah. Well, he definitely installed an aquarium in the mess.
I love that the first thing is the fucking aquarium to like make the Titanites feel more at home. It's a fucking aquarium. Does that make them feel better? It's a fucking aquarium. You've trapped fish in this glass container. It's probably like haphazardly thrown on the floor or some shit.
It's on the counter. It's got a nice filter.
Bear's doing his best, man, all right?
So you think anyone told him this shit? God, no. They like Titanites aquatic. Maybe they'd like water and some things swimming around. I don't know. But he does that as a goodwill gesture. The beds are a little more comfortable. He actually did get some like better padding for the mattresses. Like not new mattresses, God no, but like mattress toppers, you know?
The cheapest shit possible.
Well, yeah, I mean, the crew quality only went up 1. Like, you know, it's, you know, but he did that. He definitely, like, got some better tools for, like, the repair bays, which, you know, just would probably make Code a little happier, as well as himself, admittedly, for repairs and, you know, that sort of thing. Just crew quality went up slightly.
Question, will, out of character, will Code see this lovely improvement as he walks past the aquarium every single time?
Would he? Which improvement?
The repair bay.
If you went into the repair bay, you'd see better tools and equipment. You absolutely would notice that.
Would I walk past the aquarium every time to get there? It's a question.
I don't know the ship layout entirely. I think so, but that's a.
Where did you put the aquarium? Did you put the aquarium in the like?
In the mess. It's in the mess on the counter.
It's even worse.
So the mess is kind of like you have to go through the mess to get to the bunks, the shoilet, the like the ladder to go down into engineering is there. That's also like it leads
so
down to the airlock.
Yes, you would see the aquarium every time you'd go anywhere.
Yeah.
And so, but Barry looks kind of happy. Just, I did my best to maybe you know improve some of the accommodations, for everyone to feel a little more welcome.
I'm excited to see it.
All right, I did try to keep you all in mind, and it's not just me and Peace here anymore.
Great.
I'm trying, all right? Back in Peace.
I can tell, sir.
Yeah.
Are you gonna explain to us what you got us, or?
I'll leave it as a nice surprise. I mean, the beds are more comfortable, so that's at least one of them.
A nice gesture.
Thank you, Barry.
Yeah.
For Crash? Ew, that was kind of weird. I don't want to call you Barry.
Oh, why not? That's my name.
I don't know. We're supposed to go by code names, aren't we?
I mean,
It's
I
my
kind of. Edra. I think, yeah.
What's mine?
No, I said my name.
Titania.
That's my name. Code.
Hi, Tanya, but you're getting better.
Oh, I totally didn't do that on purpose.
Were you calling me a tit?
Sometimes.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So, are we going to decide on what we're gonna do, or?
Oh, I thought we were going to the shop first, and then we were gonna try to get a in-person meetup with Echo. I think that was the plan. Yeah.
You're gonna head to the bodega first. All right. So, set in the coordinates, and you begin to head down to the planet. And that's probably a good place for us to end the session today.
All right. Indeed.
A lot of info today.
Yeah, a lot of info. And we're going to do some shout outs and some end of session stuff. Yeah. So not a lot of rolls or anything today.
Nope.
But there was a shitload of RP and we learned a lot. We learned a lot of stuff. So, we're going to go do some shout-outs. We're going to do some end-of-session stuff. If you haven't done so, please make sure you're following all these wonderful people. You can head on over to tablestory.tv/100club with no spaces to go follow them in all of the places. And if you have yourself a Prime Gaming sub that you haven't used yet, consider throwing it their way. Or just throw a new sub their way. It is September, and there is discounts on subs and gift subs. We had a lot of wonderful subs today. Thank you so much for that, chat. We really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. But please consider following these wonderful people, throwing some sub love their way. Yeah, we're gonna go around the room. We're gonna do some shout outs and stuff. Why don't we start off with let's start off with Dan today.
Hi, I'm Domestic Dan. I wasn't expecting to go first. My brain took a half second there to recognize
I felt like the loading bar as you
made like the fucking dot matrix printer noise.
Yeah, that's stuck in my head forever. Hi, I'm Domestic Dan. It is as always lovely to be here. You can find me everywhere, Domestic Dan. Yeah, I played Barry Hendricks for you. Goodness, yeah, there was so much RP here. In terms of good old end of session stuff, addressed a tough challenge with speed or flare. I don't think I wore my buttons today. My pins all over. I think I forgot them back on the ship that I'm on.
But punctuating a conversation with your gun, I think, counts as flair. I would count it personally.
I can't disagree with that thought.
Of course you can't.
I mean, there's a term flair for the dramatic.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going. That's what I mean. I'm not going to disagree with that.
I mean, it's pretty cool, isn't it?
I have a point to make. Pew pew.
But you do set a bad precedent. Like, well, he's gonna talk with his gun the rest of the time.
I'm not. Yeah, exactly. It's also not considered really a tough challenge, in my opinion.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna say no.
True. All right, that's fair. Beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. Yeah, lots of times. A few, like with the crew with Cassie, with Dakota Bob with Cassie, just in general, peace, background. Yeah, so a couple XP for that. Cool. Issues with vice or traumas? No, I don't think so. Cool. Luxury was not. If anything, I helped out the ship with extra luxury. That aquarium's real nice. Definitely got the highest quality plastic plants for that.
Little treasure chest.
Oh yeah, bubbling treasure chest that occasionally just pops open and shuts. Yeah.
Occasionally you'll see the Titanites like go up to the chest, like the glass, and like poke it. Ooh. Like just, I don't know why. They just want to poke the glass.
Everything else is insulting, but the treasure chest at least has something interesting for it.
Yeah.
All right. In terms of Molly, an advancement, Execute a successful extraction or operation with a bounty. No, we just got it. Contend challenges above our current station.
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, you would know that best. Bolsters crew reputation or develop a new one. With Dakota Bob, any of that, did that bolster our reputation for being...
I don't think so.
Okay, all right. And then express goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew.
I would definitely say yes on that one.
1 or 2 for that.
I'm gonna give you 1.
Okay, cool. And to note, unless the rest of the crew disagrees, the level up we got from last session for Molly was I ticked up crew 1 quality.
No,
Which also now means...
Yeah, so now you're at 0 for that roll.
Yep, instead of -1.
Mm-hmm.
So it also means in downtime, the ship now has a upkeep of 2 cred instead of 1.
Great.
Awesome.
Yep. Well, we right now
start
have
getting jobs from the red spot. We'll start getting the higher class jobs.
Admittedly, with everyone paying up, we have 8 cred on the ship, 4 in its regular stash, and then 4 in its vault.
I haven't said anything, but I mean, I'm hella useful when it comes to upkeep. I'm just saying, I've been.
Oh, so that's
thinking at it
repairs.
for freaking weeks.
Upkeep is its own specific thing
is
that's
it?
unrelated
Oh,
to
okay.
repairs.
No, never
Yeah,
mind.
it's just like fuel, food on the ship. It's like those kind of operating costs of having it.
Getting like new oxygen scrubbers and
just once I start getting some ammonia, that's when I'll start paying.
I mean, who knows? That's probably included now. It's just general upkeep, whereas repairs are their own separate thing that you absolutely are very helpful for.
Yeah, you should be thankful the ship hasn't taken any extreme damage or anything yet.
Yep, only that one time, which we got repaired. Thankfully. So, other than that, that's me. I'm going to be making pancake art after this. I'm not an artist, so there you go.
Everything's gonna look a little stroked out.
It is. It's National Pancake Day in the United States.
Oh,
Is it? It is.
I hope you're making Goober's face.
Well, now I gotta have to. That it'll be a nightmare. Not his face, my art. Yep. So that's me. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dan. Frank, why don't you go next?
Hello. Hello. It's me, Frank Technique. You can find me on Twitch. TV/Technique with no U, no E, just a Q, and on Twitter at Technique TV. And I'm currently just playing Gundam and Destiny right now. I think we're gonna start a new run that actually finish Cyberpunk at some point because Edge Runners is awesome and they added some content in that. And I've never really successfully finished a game due to bugs, and apparently it's a lot better. So I'm gonna be doing that. I played Code for you today. As always, I like to remind people that the character and the actor are different. Okay, so I just want to make sure you know that everything is cool. We're all happy and friends here. We get into acting, and then sometimes people forget. That just means that we're doing a good job. I just want to make sure I relay that just in case, for the listeners especially. More so.
I do very much like Frank.
Yeah, same. As for the in the session stuff, did you address any challenge thing with technical? Nope. Did you express your beliefs? And yeah, that second one pretty much a lot. Thing people have to understand that Code it's not human, so doesn't understand. It just doesn't. And I like the fact that especially Dan's playing Barry, like he doesn't really take that in consideration because the moralistic things are more so a judging point, and I really like that.
Well, it's a contrast, right? Like,
right.
It's when we started talking about all this stuff and we started, creating the lore for everything. One of the questions that I asked Frank and Stella and Faye were like, hey, you know, the cultures are going to be different. How do you think, you know, you handle these things? Because I think there's definitely going to be culture clash here.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, that was just something we all kind of talked about. So, you know, that's the thing Frank is taking into consideration when he's, you know, role-playing this character. So just remember that stuff.
Yeah, and that conflict needed to happen today because, I mean, they've been all happy the whole time. There needs to be some kind of clashing. So, and we got some juicy little like tidbits out there. So make sure you listen carefully. Other than that, yeah, I mean, I don't know how many you want to give for that. We had like a whole hour session on that.
I'm gonna say you get 2.
Woo! All right, loop, and then struggling with his trauma. Don't give me an experience for this, but yes, he was absolutely struggling with his trauma. I inject this trauma in there very slightly because I don't overdo it. But when it's done and people pick up on it, kudos to you. But when he was explaining things, he just went into an excessive state. And it's not like Code. But he does notice that there's something definitely wrong with him that he can't figure out. And Vertigo said she's going to fix him. And that hasn't happened yet. So now he's just questioning a lot of things. So he's trying to keep that in. So don't give me anything for that. But I'm just saying, like, that's how I interject this.
Why not?
You struggled with your vice.
Yeah, that's
your
that's
trauma.
exactly what it's for. You get one for that.
Then alrighty. All right, I'll take. And that's a level up.
Oh hell yeah!
All right, and other than that, that's it. Thank you for supporting the channel, and thanks for having me on this awesome show. We need more sci-fi out there and whack. I know your mantra was back in the day. Thank you for taking this on and actually giving sci-fi back because it seems like it's doing very well.
Thank you so much, buddy. Stella, we missed you today. Stella wasn't feeling too great, but we should have everybody back for next week. So we missed you, Stella. Faye, why don't you go next?
Hi, I'm Phelan. I played Eden today, and I also play other shows. I play in other. God,
words are hard.
I'm also in Kingmakers as well tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern. I also stream on my channel. I've been doing a lot of RP and Conan Exiles recently. It's been really fun. As for end of session stuff, you addressed a tough challenge with wisdom or the way. Not this episode, I don't think. You expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I think there could be a couple of instances here, which could more than likely just add up to like 1 point. So I think that when she was kind of forced to talk more about the situation with the doctor and like explain what she did know of the Eden Project and everything like that, that would most definitely count. There was also during that argument, she made it very clear that, you know, she really believed that Code needed to be super duper careful with what he is experimenting with, essentially. And I think that she made it very clear too that she didn't want to have it misconstrued in any way, shape, or form. And the fact that he kind of took it as like that's what she told him to do, she didn't like that. So I think she was very honest about how I guess she wanted these interpretations to be taken. I don't really know how to explain that better to make it apply.
I think I understand. From what I'm gathering, it was just more along the lines of like there was a miscommunication there, and I understood what you were trying to do with like your you had a problem with Code and the way that he was describing this, the hacking that he was talking about and hacking the mind, and you fundamentally disagreed with it. And you know, you had a conversation about that previously, and I think you did your best to try to convey that to Code today, that you were unhappy with the choice that he made, and that wasn't what you were expecting when you said those things to him.
Right.
So
that is exactly
I will definitely give you 2 for that. Yeah.
Hell yeah. There's nothing else though. The struggling with vices and traumas doesn't count.
Okay.
That's it.
Thank you so much, Faye. Make sure you're following Phelan. Thank you. Zeke.
Yo! What's up, everybody? My name is Ezekiel the Third. You can find me at or / Ezekiel_I on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. And Ezekiel the Third, I'll spell it out on Instagram and TikTok. And now I'm on Patreon and Coffee and all the other things because backups are good things to have. Apparently. I'll / Ezekiel_I. I stream at 10 a.m. Pacific. I stream at 10 a.m. Pacific most every day, except the days I'm doing role playing and stuff like that. So yeah, that's all I got for end of day stuff. Let's do it. Address the tough challenge with deception or influence. I think influence once, unless that's with Captain Truman.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'll take a point for that. You express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I think. Let me see. I talked about like the I didn't really delve into Haven, but go ahead. You had some. Oh, you're just holding up.
How many points? How many points?
Oh, okay.
Just so I keep track.
Gotcha. Okay. Belief, drive, heritage, or background. Oh, I did. Yes, I did. With talking to Code at least once about taking over someone's mind and how.
Yeah, I think definitely
that's not right. Okay. So it's 2 for that, and then or two total. You struggled with issues from your vice or traumas. Nope, didn't struggle today. So I'll take 2.
Take 2.
Cool.
Thank you very much, Zeke. I'm Wax Steven. I've been your GM of Doom. I've dragged the players kicking and screaming through the adventure today. Thank you so much, chat, for being here. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for the love and the support. Thank you for all the subs today. That was crazy. As always, thank you to my wonderful players. Thank you so much, Dan. Thank you, Zeke. Thank you, Faye. Thank you, Frank, for being awesome role players. I appreciate you. Hopefully you will join us tomorrow here on this channel, 4 p.m. Eastern for Kingmakers. And on Wednesday, Spellwind is going to be returning. And on Saturday, we have the premiere of Leech Season 3. And that should be really hype. I've gotten a little insight into what's going on with that. Hopefully you have as well from seeing the trailer for that. Hopefully you are hyped for that as well. Everybody loves doing that show, and it's great to have Josh on guest GMing for that. So make sure you check that out this Saturday. I believe it's at 4 p.m. Eastern as well. So thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Hopefully we'll see you for all of the things. And I'll probably aim for next week for my trailer. I don't want to disturb anything with Leech, get people too confused with all the different teasers and trailers and things. But I did announce that I am working on a new show, and I will be posting info about that soon. So thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Peace out. Have a wonderful rest of your Monday. Bye-bye.